Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Adams Car Wash Shampoo. Americans do not mess around when it comes to car shampoos or soaps as they call them over there, okay, but we call them correctly car shampoos. So I've used a few American kind of soaps and they've all been good, and my attention at the moment's turned towards this Adams range. I'm looking at a few products within the range and reviewing them, and I'm going to start with the Adams Car Wash Shampoo. So first up, the product blurb, or the label, guys. So they say this is a rich kind of lathery, lubricated soap, pH neutral, and they talk about the formula being safe to use in the sun, okay, to help you with water spotting. So that's the kind of blurb or the product description. Let's talk about price. So because it's a US product, everything's done in fluid ounces over there, and gallons, and over here in the UK everything tends to be done in millilitres and litres. So first of all, they have three size offerings. Your 16 fluid ounces, which is 473 millilitres, or roughly half a litre, for $9.99 over here in the UK. They then jump up to close to a litre, 32 fluid ounces, which is $18.99. And then you can buy your bulk, which is 1 US gallon, which is about 3.8 litres, for $39.99. So the price drops as you buy more of it. So going through each of the product claims. First thing, the lather on this is thick, okay? Now all shampoos foam up, all premium shampoos foam up well, okay? And some of the difference you'll find is that your real bargain basement shampoos can be thin and bulked out with more water and some other stuff that you don't particularly like. So the first thing is they claim this creates a thick lather, thick, rich lather. It does. And from a layman's point of view, what I can spot with the lather, or the foam that comes out of this product, okay, it's more milkshake-like than some of the other foams. If you can imagine scooping your hand into the bucket and getting all of the foam out of the bucket. Some of the shampoos, or the UK shampoos that I've used over here, that foam can be really like fluffy, almost like you can kind of blow it and the suds will go everywhere. This is more kind of milkshake-like and thicker, okay? And I don't know if that's better or worse, but it's, when I was filling it out and using it for the same time, that's what I could notice. So it's a kind of heavier, more milkshake-like foam. I tested the product to make sure it was pH neutral. It came out, the meter came out at 7.1, or flicking between 7.1 and 7.2. So that's close enough to pH neutral for me. And that was mixed down at 1 to 250, okay, with water. So roughly at the ratio that you might be looking to use it at. So it's as near on damn it as pH neutral as you're gonna get. Obviously pH 7 being roughly what's accepted as pH neutral. That's important that it's pH neutral for if you're trying to wash a car that's got a sealant or wax on there, waxes in particular, where the closer to pH neutral you are, the less likely you are to strip any product that's on your car. So that's something that I look out for. So far it's living up to kind of its basic claims about the lather being thick and the product being pH neutral. The next thing I want to talk about is the ratios that you should use this product at. So Adams, it's quite informal. It says use 1 to 2 ounces of the product, and they say put it onto your wash mitt. So I was using the Adams wash mitt, which is designed to work with the shampoo. You put the shampoo into your wash mitt in the bucket, and then fill your bucket up. So 1 to 2 ounces is about 30 to 60 millilitres roughly. I used about 50 millilitres with around about 15 litres of water, okay, which I think works out a dilution ratio of around about 1 to 300. Now what I'd say is you could use it a lot less concentrated than that. I could have probably got away with using 30 millilitres because I was getting a ton of foam, okay, and putting the shampoo directly into your pad and filling it up that way. When you first use your pad, it is turbocharged with shampoo, which is kind of quite helpful actually. And you will see a ton of lather coming off this stuff, which I like. But the thing I'm usually cautious about with other shampoos is not using too much product, because of the fact that you can increase the sort of risk of leaving residue behind if you over concentrate them. You know, you shouldn't have to be too careful, but it is something I'm usually a little bit mindful of. The next thing I want to cover is this kind of USP, or this unique selling point that the shampoo talks about for its how suitable it is with use in the kind of sun and the hot weather, and kind of reducing kind of water stains and water marks that are left from when you wash. Okay, I was interested in that. It was an absolute roasting hot day, and I was doing it right slap bang in the middle of the day, blue sky, hot panels, you know, high temperatures, kind of the times when I typically will avoid washing my car, trying to work around the midday sun and not do it then, because it, you know, the shampoo can dry up on you very, very quickly. The first thing, the residue or the soap that this product puts down on your panel does not dry as quickly as other shampoos, okay? Now, some shampoos can dry up in less than a minute. You know, they can dry so quickly that you're constantly reaching for the hose and being very mindful of not letting them dry, because you get the horrible soap residue. So the first thing is, this shampoo stays wetter and doesn't dry as quickly. Now, the test I did after I'd washed the car, and I'd kind of already noticed that it wasn't drying up as much as I'm used to with other shampoos, is I put some of the shampoo just on a test spot on the panel of my car. And next to it, I got another premium shampoo that I've been using for years and is a good quality shampoo. And I put that in the same way on a test spot on the roasting hot panel of my car. And first thing I was wanting to see is how long it took for both the shampoos to dry, you know, just to give me a bit more information on this drying thing, rather than just using the Adams and not having anything to compare to. The other shampoo, which like I say is a premium shampoo, there's nothing wrong with it, it had dried in about a minute, and I'm not kidding, okay? About a minute it took for that other shampoo to dry out, and once it had dried, it had left very noticeable kind of circles of soap stains on the car, okay? The Adams shampoo, just sitting on that panel, took about 7 minutes at least for all of that foam to kind of disappear and dry out. So that's the first thing. It does not dry as quickly as other shampoos. And you know, I can say that with confidence. If you go and buy this product, you can test that for yourself, and you would probably see, you know, there's no reason why you won't see exactly what I saw. The next thing with regards to how this product is in the sun is, once it had dried, and it took considerably longer to dry than the other one, you know, about 7 times longer. You know, I was getting kind of frustrated waiting for it to dry. When it had dried, the residue that it left behind was a lot closer to invisible, okay? And you can even see it, the camera could pick it up easily. So the other one, dry quickly, heavy soap stains. This one, dry slowly, with some, just about, you could see a little bit of white residue there, but it was a lot harder to spot. And I'll overlay the pictures so you know, you can see I'm not kind of making this up. So important for me to say, the residue that was left behind by the other premium shampoo, I didn't have to scrub it or do anything like that. It just rinsed away and was fine, okay? The Adams one as well, you could barely see the residue, but that rinsed away fine as well. So the other one didn't bed in, but the car's got quite a lot of protection on it as well. But ideally, if I've got a choice between one product and I'm working in the sun, you know, that I know is going to clean my car well, but it's going to dry quicker, and when it does dry, it's going to leave those kind of soapy circles that you have to go back over and sort of rub down. If I can see one product's better at handling then that's important for me, okay? And it's you know, we do get about 2 or 3 months of good weather in the UK where the sun and the temperatures are a problem. In lots of other countries around the world, you know, you get much better, more consistent weather, and it can be one of the major factors in deciding kind of what products you buy. So on the subject of kind of heat and soap stains and all that, I was chatting to Jeff, who is the owner of Prestige Car Care, who are the UK sole distributors of all of the Adams products. And I'll put a link in the description of where you can buy this Adams shampoo and all the other Adams products and all that sort of stuff in the UK, and I'll find a link for a US distributor as well for the guys in the US. But I asked Jeff, what was the background behind him getting involved with the Adams products? Why did he pick them? Because he was a detailer, and he worked over in Spain and lived over in Spain and was detailing, high-end yachts and exotic cars and stuff. And he was working in like high temperatures above 40 degrees on for a large part of the year. And his number one problem was kind of soap stains and products drying out. So he was looking for products which are really, you could use in any weather basically, but in those extreme kind of sunny heat environments. In the UK, we get about 2 or 3 months of hot weather where the cars are outside and you get this problem. When it's cold in the winter, it's less of a problem, but in large parts of the world, these water-based kind of liquid products, detergents and stuff, drying out and staining can be a problem. So Jeff was telling me he explored range after range after range, kept looking for products that were supposed to, advertise that they were for use in the heat. And Adams do advertise it. It's in their product description that it's formulated specifically to help with this issue. Use the Adams product, and I think their car wash shampoo was like one of the first things he tried. They did have a previous formulation of it. This is a new formulation. I don't know if the old one was as good on heat because I've not used it. But anyway, he said straight away when he started using the Adams products, it solved the heat problem for him. So he just used nothing else but Adams for a few years while he was doing the detailing. Moved back over to the UK, and there was no distributor for them. So he wanted to be the UK distribution for it. Got all that set up, and now you can buy the full Adams range exclusively in the UK from prestigecarcare.com. And I'll put a link in the description for their website and where you can get the Adams shampoo. And I'll put a link for a US distributor as well, so if anyone's watching in the US, you can go and find the products. One other important thing to mention about this shampoo, it doesn't contain any sort of gloss boosting ingredients. So some of them have these kind of cationic, is it cationic, am I pronouncing that right? Well, these forms of siloxanes that kind of bond to the clear coat. They're drawn into the clear coat and they stick there, and they add gloss, and they do that, okay, they work. The problem with those is they can overwrite the surface characteristics of whatever protection you've got on there until they kind of wash away. And I don't want my shampoos to do that. This shampoo doesn't contain any of that stuff. There's no wax in it. There's no clever polymers that are going to cling to your top surface to add gloss, which is important for me as well. So I need to mention that. Okay, so one of the perks of running a detailing channel on YouTube, and there's not many perks, okay, because this stuff takes more time than you would imagine to do. One of the perks is I've got to try loads of products out over the last couple of years. It's been fantastic, and it's been useful for me as well, because the ones that I really like, I lock it in here, and when I'm going to buy them, I tend to go and buy those ones I really like in bulk. Now I'm running low on shampoos, and I've reviewed some fantastic shampoos on this channel, some really good ones. This product, okay, is solving a particular problem better than any other shampoo I've tried before, and it's solving the problem of working in the heat better. Okay, and I mean that, I've tried to demo it in the video and show you. And that solution is useful for me for about 3 or 4 months of the year in the UK where it's a problem. Even on any sunny day, it doesn't even have to be that roasting hot. So the fact that this doesn't dry out so quickly and helps with the kind of water spotting and the level of residue that it leaves behind, much better than anything else, okay? The other shampoos, like I mentioned earlier on, the residue they leave behind can still wash away and even rinse off really nice. So it's not a major problem for me, but this has been able to demonstrate that it solves that problem better. So when I have to go and buy some shampoo, which I would imagine will be in about 2 or 3 weeks time, the way I get through this stuff, I will get through shampoo more than I do my blackcurrant cordial when there. I'm pretty certain at this moment in time I will be going to buy a gallon of Adams car wash shampoo. I'm that impressed with it. It's fantastic stuff. Like I say, whenever you kind of see forums and you read forums, Adams is an American company, okay? It's less well known over in the UK. Whenever I'm on an American forum and they're talking about soaps, as the Americans call them, they don't call them shampoos for some reason, don't know why. This gets mentioned in at least half the replies as being people's favourites. In the UK, like I say, less well known, and there's a ton of brands in the UK. It's a fierce old market over here. I can see why now. Having got my hands on it and using it in the sun, I can see why it's so popular, and I'm almost certain I'll be using this from now on in. I want to go and feature some more American shampoos later on this channel to see if everything else is as good as this stuff. It's got my interest now because, like I say, I know the Americans know good soaps, and the Adams Car Wash for me is a fantastic example of a really good soap that solves or helps solve the water spotting and the water and the soap stain residue issue better than any other product that I've used before. Thank you very much for watching this review of the Adams Car Wash shampoo. As always, the links for all the products that we talk about, which is only one I guess, but I'll put a link to the Prestige Car Care on there as well, are in the description. I would like to know that anyone who's used this, let me know what you think about it, okay? Let me know if you think I've been fair with it. I think I have, and I think it's bloody good stuff. Good enough that I'll go and buy it in bulk, okay? So it's got to be good for me to do that. What else do you use in the comments? I like to read that. I like to know what's popular and what people are using. So tell me about what shampoos you're using and why in the comments of this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you again for more kind of product reviews and detailing how-tos and all the stuff we cover on this channel. Take care. See you soon. Bye now.